Danielle with a look at the weather, and we started this week off with all those storms. Cooler weather seems to be a lot more stable now. And what can we expect for the weekend?
Yeah, we can expect great stuff for the weekend. Yeah. So temperatures where they should be. We're looking at a good chunk of sunshine for the weekend. Also air quality at moderate, so not so bad. We are looking at temperatures being where they should be at 23 degrees. That's our daytime high, our current temperature, and also right on normal. We have gusts though at 33 up to 40 kilometers per hour at times, and that will continue through the evening hours.
Nicer now than it was to start the week.
Yes.
Whether you're one of the track and field athletes or just want to get out and about, it looks like it's going to be a better weekend.
Yeah, this is one of those weekends to take advantage of it because we've had excessive heat this month, last month. We've also had a lot of cooler weather as well. We've had very active weather, and when we head into the weekend, while we may have some active weather later on Sunday, for the most part, it's a weekend that will be much like today. So take advantage of it while we have it, right? Capital Chev's sky cam looking like this. Yes, it's a little gusty out there, gusting 40 kilometers per hour, and we do have some blue sky. We also have some cloud cover out there. Now, air quality health index is at about a 4 right now, but the winds out of the southeast will help to blow out some of that smoke and give us somewhat better air quality as we go through tomorrow afternoon. Temperature right now sitting at 22, 23 degrees in Calgary. You can see into the 20s for Lethbridge, mid-20s for Brooks and through Medicine Hat. So we have reasonable temperatures where we should be, but check out what's happening up north. They've had a lot of heat. So they've been much warmer than us for days, and they're looking at now a heat warning in place for that area, really for northern Alberta. I'm not sure if maybe you're planning to head there for this weekend. Well, they are dealing with excessive heat, and it will be a longer stretch of that far to the north. And then on the BC side, poor air quality, special weather statements in place and severe thunderstorm watches because there's a lot of active weather there. So different story in southern BC, different story in northern Alberta. For us, calm and right where we should be for tomorrow. All right, when we look at that radar, we look at that satellite, you can see it's quiet in southern Alberta. You can also see that activity going on the BC side. So yes, some of these thunderstorms could be severe, stronger gusts, larger size hail, certainly possible with some of these cells, but quiet here, except for the mountains. Couple cells along the mountains, but it shouldn't be able to gain any steam heading off to the east and into Calgary because we have stable high pressure in place, and that's keeping us clear and protecting us from all of that activity for now. Anyway, here's a look at tomorrow. Tomorrow there will be more instability building into the mountains, but none of that will be able to track off further to the east. So we will not see that in Calgary. What we will get from this, though, as we're on the edge of this, we'll get some cloud cover that will build in the afternoon hours, and we will have the gusts pick up in the afternoon up to about 40 kilometers per hour. But you can see further to the west, so Banff area, for example, will likely see some thunderstorm activity. You can also see a lot of cloud cover in through the southern interior BC for tomorrow. Kamloops looking at a high of 32, sunshine for Edmonton in 27, and you can see sunshine for much of southern Alberta as well. Banff, though, looking at that instability possible, especially later in the day through the afternoon hours. Lethbridge 26, Medicine Hat 28, Capital Chev 5-day forecast. Temperatures in those mid-20s for the next 3 days, then we climb to the higher 20s. Now for the weekend, calm on Saturday, late day Sunday, we may see some thunderstorm activity.
Danielle joins us now with a look at the weekend weather. Can we get through the next couple of days without some showers?
Couple days is a bit of a stretch, Ian, but I will say this, we can get through tomorrow without some showers here in Calgary because tomorrow will be just like it has been out here today. And it's beautiful today. Temperatures where they should be. Winds picking up a little bit, but that's helped weed out some of the smokier conditions. So those winds out of the southeast, while they're gusting 30, 40 kilometers per hour this afternoon and this evening, they will die down for tonight, but they will return tomorrow afternoon as we get to a high that's similar to today for tomorrow. So a good chunk of sunshine for tomorrow afternoon, maybe a few clouds increasing in the afternoon. But on Sunday, we do have the potential for some late day thunderstorms. We'll talk more about that in just a little bit, Ian.
Thank you, Danielle. We just heard there, Danielle, hundreds of wildfires burning in BC and Alberta. Concerned about these dry thunderstorms. We're still in the midst of it, aren't we?
Absolutely. And you know what? Lots of lightning going on for the southern interior BC right now. And that story continues in through tomorrow as well. We're a lot quieter here. And in fact, here when we look at the fire risk and fire danger, we're a little better. But we still range from moderate to extreme in parts of southern Alberta. So the further southeast you go, the more extreme our fire danger does get. Temperatures right now in those lower 20s for most communities, as you can see from Edmonton down through Rocky Mountain House, Calgary, Milk River, mid-20s for Brooks and Medicine Hat area, and then in through Banff, 23 degrees right now. You can also see much warmer temperatures. So we've been seeing hotter temperatures way up to the north, and that's been for days now. And they're actually under a heat warning at this point, and that will last for another few days at least there. For us in the south, there are no watches, no warnings, but you can see the southern interior BC where there's this severe thunderstorm watch in place and poor air quality already because of all the fires that are currently happening. So to show you the radar and what's happening, you can see the lightning here. A lot of storms going on, some of them reaching that more severe criteria is certainly possible as we go through these next couple hours. And then that instability continues for the southern interior BC for parts of tomorrow as well. For the future cast for us here in Calgary and in the south end of Alberta, we are looking at a very nice day tomorrow. There will be some more development, as I just talked about here, for the southern interior, also for the mountains, and this will likely creep into Banff, potentially even Canmore, but it shouldn't move any further east than that. So for us in Calgary, by tomorrow afternoon, we will notice the winds increasing to 40 kilometers per hour again, and we'll have some clouds increase, but it should be stable for tomorrow. So your Capital Chev 5-day forecast, 24 degrees for tomorrow. Again, winds increasing in the afternoon along with the clouds, but we should get a good chunk of sunshine for most of the day. Sunday comes with sunshine in the morning hours and early afternoon, but by the supper hours, we do run into the potential of a thunderstorm and a high in those mid-20s. We'll hold on to the mid-20s for the next 3 days, and then we will bump up to those higher 20s. Next week looks pretty unstable for most of it, and we should get a good amount of rain next week as well. Capital Chev Skywatch camera, and today pretty nice out there. Yes, it's a little gusty, but it's quiet, especially in comparison to what's going on in many other communities that are around us here in Calgary. So let's go and talk about temperatures first. We'll start there. And today in Calgary, not too hot, not too cold, just where we should be temperature-wise for this time of year. 23 degrees is our daytime high, and we're down to about 21 right now. You can see warmer temperatures off to the west of us and certainly up to the north. We're going to warm up here in the coming days, but for the next couple of days, we will stick into those lower to mid-20s in Calgary and surrounding areas. Off to the east, not quite as warm, and in fact, they're dealing with a whole other issue. I'm sure you've heard about Hurricane Debbie. These are the remnants of what was Hurricane Debbie, so now tropical storm. And this is producing so much rainfall for southern Quebec to the point where up to 200 millimeters before this is all said and done is possible in parts of southern Quebec. And when you look at what's happening out off to the east, it's starting to creep in there as well. So Atlantic Canada many communities there looking at a rainy weekend. For us here, quiet. In fact, tomorrow will be just like it was out there today in Calgary. You can see the instability here with these thunderstorms that built into the mountains. Really, we're looking at the same setup for tomorrow. So lightning, unfortunately, for the southern interior BC, which is not ideal because it could spark up more fire. So certainly on watch there. And the lightning could creep, and even though that thunderstorm activity could creep to about Banff, potentially as far east as Canmore, but we won't see that here in Calgary tomorrow. Mainly cloudy skies with the potential for some thunderstorms later in the day. Southern interior BC, Edmonton 27 and sunny. Banff will likely see the thunderstorm activity. And for us here in Calgary, we'll see some sunshine, but the clouds will increase in the afternoon and the winds will pick up to about 40 kilometers per hour. Capital Chev 10-day trend. Pretty stable for the next couple of days. Temperatures in those mid-20s. Thunderstorm activity possible in Calgary late Sunday. And then by next week, in the middle of next week, temperatures will drop and more rain will be on the way then. Ian?
Thank you, Danielle.